So the app we're going to be looking at today is called Quizlet. Now, Quizlet is a great resource for teachers or students to create sets which allow for studying or instructional practice. So once you open the app and create an account and add yourself to the Quizlet community, you're able to search for either your own sets that you've created or sets that have been created by others. So this search bar allows you to enter topics or keywords, and the more specific you are, the better. So if you want to search a specific class or a specific topic, you're able to find many different sets that will either fit or come close to your needs. But the easiest way to create specific and reliable study sets are by creating your own. But with the search option come different users and classes that you can search for, which allow for more specific access to different study sets. You're able to access your own profile and adjust it how you see fit. You can either change your username, your email, you can add notifications, or you can log out, but that's all pretty standard account-based apps, and you'll find that in any really instructional app. So this next tab that we're looking at allows you to create a study set or create a folder or create a class. So we're just going to be looking at creating a study set, which allows you to add different subjects, chapters, or units, and add the requisite terms and definitions. Now, for this one, I have not added anything in, but I do have a pre-made one about American history, which allows you to explore your own sets created if you click on it at your home screen. There are different ways to learn the material that you have. You can either learn it through their Learn tab, you can learn it through their flashcards, writing it out, matching, or testing. And I think that these 5 options allow for a more comprehensive understanding of the material rather than just looking it over through basic flashcards. The Learn option forces you to answer it once and then answer it again in a separate round, which reinforces the material learned. You pick it once in a multiple choice setting, and then the second time you write it out. The writing out portion can be a bit tricky, so if you have very specific answers, spelling is key, which I think is a drawback of the app, especially if you know the material but simply spell it wrong. You have to go back and do it again. The next thing that you are able to choose is flashcards, which allows you to go through and study them in a pretty basic fashion by looking at first the icon and then next the definition. That's pretty standard. The next one is writing it out, which forces you to look at the definition that goes with the requisite vocab term, and then forces you to write out the actual term. That's very similar to the Learn option, and again, it can be pretty specific with spelling. The next one is matching, which gives you the definitions and then the words, and then you have to match them together, which can be fun because you're able to challenge other students in the class, which can sort of be used as maybe an extra credit opportunity for students. And then finally, we have the test, which generates questions based off your desired settings, which can either be multiple choice, it can be true or false, that kind of thing, which I believe that is another good way to prepare students for their exams and assessments. You can either deliver that as the teacher, or you can have the students study it themselves by creating it themselves. But either way, it really forms a comprehensive method of studying for students. You're also able to upload your sets through message, mail. If you do have Apple, you can add it to notes, you can save it to your files, or you can copy links, which makes these different study sets that you can create easily accessible to students, which I think is a very handy feature, especially if you want to use it as a facilitator. Another great thing about this app is that it's very easy to use, and it's free, and since a lot of students are already familiar with this app, it allows the students to access the content that you want them to focus on in a very easy to use and free manner, which they're already familiar with, which I think is not only effective, but also makes a lot of sense for the students to use. It doesn't really make sense to sort of give them a new app that they're forced to learn and then expect them to feel effective at studying when they're already struggling with something new. And so I think Quizlet is not only a great addition to a teacher's toolkit, but also is very user-friendly and effective for classroom use.